In the beginning, before the sky and earth were separated, all of existence was a vast ocean of darkness and echoes. Everything was still, no flowing water, no rustling leaves, not even a whisper of wind brushing mountain peaks. There was no land, no sunrise, and the sky was but a black curtain without beginning or end. In that darkness, only two entities existed, Father Sky and Mother Earth. They had no shape. Only presence. One burned like fire. The other lay still like wet soil, entwined in silence. They loved without words and dreamed of a world with life, sound, and freedom. Father Sky spoke, "I dream of creatures soaring in the heights, cutting through clouds like flashes of light." Mother Earth replied, "I dream of the ground blooming as their shadows pass overhead, leaving behind song and life." But in this chaos, four ancient forces guarded the balance of the void: wind, restless and wandering; water, deep and longing; fire, angry and consuming; darkness, older than all, loving nothing, hating change. When Father Sky and Mother Earth released their first breath of creation, a tiny spark of light flickered into being, a blue flame seed, as small as a dewdrop, still without form. This was the egg of light, their firstborn, but darkness loathed it. It whispered across the void, "If light is born, I will fade. If song arises, my eternal silence will be broken." And so darkness sent its eyeless serpents, creatures of shadow, and slumbered to devour the egg of light. But wind, ever free, hid the egg in the third sky, a place too thin for fire, too light for water, and too pure for darkness to reach. Wind did not guard it with hands, but with song. Each day, wind circled the egg, singing silent lullabies about skies the egg had never seen. And so, in the heart of silence, the first song was born. It was not human, it was not divine, it was the voice of freedom. And inside the egg, a soul began to awaken. In the third sky where winds sang, and darkness could not reach, the egg of light lay quietly, faint as a lost star drifting through the unknown. Ages passed without name or time, yet within the egg, a soul was growing, fed by each breath of wind. Every time wind swept past, the soul learned something. From the soft whispers, it learned patience. From the howls through skywalls, it learned longing. And from the long, deep silences between gusts, it learned to wait. The soul had no name. It only knew that it was waiting for something greater than itself, a call, a reason to open its eyes, a reason to rise. That one day, the sun was born. No one knows where the sun came from. Some say it was Father Sky's final gift before he went into slumber. Others believe it was Mother Earth's tear, mourning the child she had never held. But wherever it came from, when the first light touched the third sky, the egg of light ignited, glowing from within like a great, burning gem. Inside the egg, the soul opened its eyes for the very first time. It saw nothing, but it felt. It felt warmth coursing through its body, felt light seeping through the thin shell, and felt something immense calling its name. The light whispered, "Awaken, first-winged one. You were not born to crawl, not to hide, but to touch the sky." And so, the egg cracked. It did not break with thunder, but with a small, soft snap, like a blossom's first bloom. From within, a creature never before seen stepped into existence, its body wrapped in mist-colored feathers, eyes shining like stars, and legs strong as mountain stone. But most striking of all was the pair of wings folded upon its back, long, trembling like fresh leaves. This was the first bird, born not from a nest, nor from a mother, but from light and dream. Wind called it Aeyu, which meant born of breath. The sun looked down, its light dancing in the creature's young eyes, and spoke gently, "I cannot teach you to fly, but within you is all you need: light, wind, and longing. Fly, Aeyu, do not touch the earth until you know why you were given wings." And so Aeyu leaped from the edge of the third sky, wings unfurling like halos of first light. But Aeyu did not yet know how to fly. He fell slowly, softly, like a leaf drifting from a tree. Wind caught his tender body, refusing to let it break. And so, in that first fall, Aeyu learned the most important truth. Wings are not given to avoid falling, but to rise from it. Aeyu opened his eyes in midair, spread his wings wide for the first time, made the wind his own. A child of the sun, the first child of sky and earth, had learned to fly. Chapter 3. The journey through the three skies. When his wings first unfurled in the open air, Aeyu did not fly by strength, he flew by longing. Those wings had never been taught, but within them echoed the song of wind, the warmth of the sun, and the silent gaze of stars never touched. And so, Aeyu began his journey. The journey to cross the three skies, three realms of trial that the first flying being must face to be truly worthy of the sky. The first sky, sky of Vil, the sky of Veil, lay closest to the ground, a realm of thick, fog-like velvet curtains, hiding the world's shape. Here all things slept. The trees did not reach, the mountains did not speak. Wind was merely a wandering sigh. Aeyu entered, and lost all sense of direction. Every side was blank white. There was no sun above, no breeze to guide him. His wings began to tire. His spirit began to doubt. Am I flying, he wondered, or merely floating inside a dream? Perhaps these wings are nothing more than a sweet lie. Then, a bird appeared, small, gray as ashes, with eyes dull like cooling coals. "Turn back," said the ash-bird. "This is all you need, a place where you neither fall nor fly, where knowing nothing brings no pain. Here no one fails." Aeyu looked into the ash-bird's eyes and saw a reflection of himself, wings drooping, light within dimming, but just then, wind returned, faint as a whisper. "If you cannot see," wind breathed, "then listen." Aeyu closed his eyes and listened to wind slip through the fog. In its flow, he heard a faint rhythm, the call of the second sky dot, and so he beat his wings and rose above the veil, leaving behind the lullaby of forgetfulness. The second sky, sky of Flam, the sky of flame, burned with such intensity that even shadows could not survive. Everything scorched, even the air seared the feathers. Here dwelled fire, not just an element, but a willful force testing all who dared enter. As Aeyu soared into this sky, his feathers singed, his wings cracked, his heartbeat pounded like thunder. Fire took form, a red dragon blazing with light eyes, fierce and ancient. "You fly with faith," fire growled. "Can faith withstand the heat of truth?" Aeyu did not answer. He folded his wings and dove into the core of the flames. Pain tore through him, splitting muscle, bone, and plume. But in that agony, Aeyu learned a truth. To reach the sky, one must be willing to burn. He did not flee the fire, he embraced it. And fire, instead of destroying him, left behind in his chest a smoldering ember, a hidden strength that awakens when all hope fades. And so Aeyu passed through the sky of flame, no longer fearing the burn, for now he carried fire within. The third sky, sky of Echo, the final sky, sky of echo, was the quietest of all. No wind, no fire, only endless silence, where every sound vanished as if swallowed by the void. Here, the challenge was not of body or flame but of the soul. Aeyu found no enemy to face, no force to conquer. He faced only one question: if no one sees me fly, if no one remembers my name, would I still choose to soar? The silence pressed upon him, but deep in his chest, the ember from fire glowed faintly. In that soft light, Aeyu saw again the egg of light, the songs of wind, the gaze of the sun, and the voice that once whispered, "Fly, until you know why you have wings." Aeyu smiled, not because anyone was waiting for him, but because he had become himself. He spread his wings to fulfill a duty, not to be remembered but to be free. And in that moment, the final gate opened. Chapter 4. The Meeting with Wind, the Trial of Pure Poesta. Third gate opened, not with thunder, not with light, but with a breath of invisible wind, older than words, lighter than shadows, yet deeper than the lullabies of earth and sky. Soared through the gate into a space where stillness danced and movement whispered. Here, there were no shapes, only sound. Wind spoke in a language no tongue could translate, but the heart understood. And the wind called Aeyu first to bear wings, who passed through the sky of veil, the sky of flame, and the sky of echo. "You have flown, but you do not yet know why you fly." Aeyu was silent. Indeed, he had flown by instinct, by longing. But was that enough? Wings could carry him far, but to where and for what? A breeze curled around him, forming a figure, a person made of wind, neither male nor female, neither young nor old. Wind was not one being, but a chorus of all who had once flown, once fallen, once hoped. The wind asked, "Do you wish to become the emblem of the sky?" Aeyu did not answer at once. The wind continued, "If you accept, you will no longer belong solely to yourself. Your wings will become a pattern for all others. Your gaze will become light for those still blind. But in return, you will never again belong to the ground. You will be lonely in your freedom, brilliant in your sacrifice." Aeyu looked downward for the first time. He saw the earth below, forests deep, mountains tall, rivers winding, and creatures who had never known the sky. He thought, if I do not fly, who will teach them that freedom is real? If I do not sing, who will carry the first songs into the world? If I do not become the symbol, then who will? Aeyu looked up. There were no more skies above, only endlessness. And he answered, "I did not choose these wings, but because I have them, I will use them, not to escape, but to become a path for others to rise." The wind said nothing. Then it shattered into 1,000 threads of light swirling around Aeyu. They whispered, "Then from this moment, you shall be called the eagle, the one who soars between silence and storm, between light and abyss. You will not die like ordinary creatures. You will live forever in the eyes of those who lift their gaze toward the sky." Aeyu, now the eagle, spread his wings. He was no longer just a creature, but a symbol, and he rose, not to flee from anything, but to become himself in the vastness above. Chapter 5. The Gift of Flam. After becoming the eagle, Aeyu beheld the vast skies in all four directions, yet within his heart remained the shadow of the earth. Even though he had risen to the highest heavens, Aeyu did not forget those souls below who had never glimpsed the sky. His new perspective granted him not the power to dominate, but the will to share. The eagle cloaked himself in fire, descended once more into the sky of flame, and asked for a gift. "Grant me a light that does not burn, a fire that can sing." The fire, its bearded flames roaring, looked upon the eagle with respect. "You have not come to take, you have come to give. I shall grant it." And so the eagle received the singing flame, an invisible fire hidden within his song. radiating light without burning, warmth without pain. With this gift, the eagle descended to the world below. Chapter 6. The battle with Darkness on the earthly realm. Darkness still waited. It had never forgotten the egg of light, the thing that ended an age of eternal silence. When the eagle sang, the singing flames spread through deep forests, highlands, and valleys. Wherever the song traveled, darkness melted away. Darkness raged. It ceased its quiet watch, stormed forth like a black sun cloud, seeking to smother the light in the song. In the sky, the eagle collided with darkness. This was not a clash of claws, but a battle of will. Darkness hissed into Aeyu's heart. You will vanish like all the others. What are you but a spark? But within Aeyu's heart burned a flame, and from that flame, Wind's song surged. I am the call, the light, the answer. If you are shadow, then I shall be shape. The eagle flew into the core of darkness and sang. Each note tore a crack through the black, and at last, when the song reached its peak, darkness shattered, like a black blossom dissolving into mist. The eagle fell, his wings torn, feathers scorched, his song fading. Chapter 7. The eagle rises. 3 days and nights passed. The eagle was nowhere to be seen. The sky was silent. No song echoed. The small creatures who had once heard that voice now felt an emptiness, like a memory without shape. But at dawn on the 4th day, a shadow appeared in the sky. It was the eagle, new wings, bright eyes, on his chest a faint glow like a sunrise, and when he sang, it was not just sound, it was a summoning. Leaves curled, trees leaned, waters stirred. Every creature who heard the song lifted their gaze, though they did not know why, for it was the song of a soul that had passed through shadow, and still chose the light. Chapter 8. Epilogue. Mankind and the winged essence, the eagles, return. The seasons changed. From the cliffs, feathers drifted down like seeds from the sky, planting new beginnings. From the stones and shadows left behind, many new birds were born, each carrying a fragment of Aeyu's soul. Those who sing through the night, those who soar as if to reach heaven, those who remain earthbound, yet still carry in their hearts the call of distant skies. In time, humans, upon hearing birdsong, did not merely listen, they began to sing. They looked upward, dreamily, longing to leave the ground behind. For in the voice of birds, there remains the call of the eagle, the first child of the sky, born of the egg of light, who flew through darkness to leave behind an eternal refrain. Those with wings, fly. Those without, dream. The sky does not need a destination, only the will to rise.